Well, hello, wonderful students and families. It's Mrs. Reynolds here. I wanted to make a quick video about attendance for our wonderful high school students. So, we do ask that learning coaches log attendance still. And you do that by going here to your learning coach account. Look at this. This is a demo account. All right, so let's take a look at attendance. When you click on that, as you see, it opens it in a new tab. And then in the new tab up here, if you have multiple students, you should see, look, they have multiple students, right? So this is where you can see all of your students. I have an elementary and a middle school student. The elementary school, when they're done with the lesson, you can enter attendance right there and you'll see it auto-populate when you come check this. For my middle school student, it's exactly the same as high school. I have to enter everything that they do. So what I do is I get to count anything that is a learning experience. So as a parent and a learning coach, I know that if my student is reading an extra book, maybe it's not a school book, but she's still reading, then I get to count that time. For PE, if they're playing outside, high school, middle school, it doesn't matter. If you're on the trampoline with your friends, if you're walking your dog, if you take a class, like if you play a sport outside of Arizona Virtual Academy, that counts. You're doing an educational experience, so you get to count that, okay? And then as a parent, I estimate. I think, okay, she was in her class connect for math. Oh, there's lots of maths. Oh, ooh, gosh. So here it'll be your students' classes for each one of your students in the drop down menu. Just kind of think, okay, yep, they did art, they did their music, their P. Look how it'll, if you just click it, it does the typical time. I usually use that unless I know for a fact, like, hey, they had 4 classes, so I'm going to put in 90 minutes because they had their class connect, then they had their lesson time, and then whatever they did on paper, on a book, their book work, basically. So I would just change this and just put 90. Or they had 2 back-to-back, they did boxing and wrestling, so they actually got 2 hours, so 120, right? 2 hours. Ooh, could I type 2 hours? No. Oh, no, let's try it again. 2 space. No. Okay. So just enter in minutes, I guess. Wanted to try that. Thanks for letting me try that with you guys. So over here, you'll see your missing days. And you can drop down to check like, oh, okay, I'll just go back to these dates. I'm going to discard, but you'd want to hit save. See how this warning pops up? Before changing dates, you must save or discard the changes. Let's discard because this is the demo account. But in your student's account, you can go ahead and do that. So if you have some missing days, it'll show up right here. It'll show up for which students, right? So feel free to click these drop downs to help you kind of organize. And then you're just going to want to go through and fill in the time. So we would like for it to be at least 6 hours, right? At least 6 hours. Say they did the science lesson, but then they did some more science experimenting or watched some YouTube videos about science. That counts. So I'm going to give them, say, 80 minutes. Woo, we did it. We're over the 6 hour threshold. And that's the neat thing. You, as a parent, as a learning coach, you get to include all of those wonderful educational experiences, including cooking. That's life skills. Those are super important for our high school students. Cleaning, walking the dog, helping with a car. So just estimate, encourage your students to participate in their online school and their class connects, and then just come in and kind of say, okay, here we go. Talk with your student too. One of the only things you have to worry or be concerned about, it will pop if maybe your students are failing and the attendance is still high, but your student is failing multiple classes. Then we might say, hey, what's going on here? How come you're failing? And then you as a parent, you get to say, hey, if you've spent this many hours in school, what's happening here? Do we need to reach out to the teachers? Do we need some more educational support or what's going on? So thank you for watching this. And if you have any further questions, please just send me an email or your homeroom teacher. And thank you.